Hi, my name is Nick and I would like to welcome you to Exam.net Maths, where we've recently put together some material in our question library which is specifically designed to help you with your students prepare for the numeracy co-requisite. So you can sign up on our website for free, and once you've done that, you can go to the question library, which is where I'm going to take you now. Choosing a course, I notice also that we've got level 2 here, so we've got some of the standards, some material for some of the standards in level 2 if you're interested in that. Today though, we're going to focus on numeracy, and let's continue and see where we are. Okay, so here we've landed in the question library, and I'm going to give you a quick guided tour here. So on the left hand side, we've got short topic questions, longer questions, and the digitised numeracy papers from the NZQA as well included. So a quick look at the short questions. I've chosen 7 topics here which are largely based on the guidelines which came from NZQA for numeracy. And let's just open up one of these and have a look. Shape and space. Here I've got a selection of questions which I can choose from, and I can open up one, have a look what's involved. There's a mark scheme at the bottom for each one. Close it down again. Before I start choosing, I might also be interested in some filters at the top here. Particular favourite of mine is the auto marking. So if you put yes there, everything that's auto marked will pop up for you, which is brilliant when you do it digitally. Clearly no marking involved, particular favourite of many of us. Assessment objectives I could choose. So on the other hand, if I really want to work on their written answers, they have difficulty explaining and want to practice that, you can select perhaps reasoning and communication there for those kind of questions. Notice on the right hand side here, each question has a little summary with the level of difficulty and which assessment objectives are involved, which skills you could say, whether it's auto-marked or not is also shown there. Let's have a look here. We've also location navigation. I know there's some different question types in this one here. So not only have we got multiple choice and just fill in simple answers, but we've also got, for example, match up descriptions with letters on a map. I think this one is a multiple choice one. About perspective. And then I think down here we've even got one which is a categorised question, which you could have as well, where they can check the boxes according to specific conditions. So those are our short questions arranged if you're practicing on a particular topic. If you then go to the longer questions, we've just got some theme questions here, which we've thoroughly enjoyed writing. And we've tried to make them very similar to the ones that are within the numeracy assessment papers. And I just wanted to show you one here, for example. It's actually a non-auto marked one on the All Blacks, because one of the questions, I believe, when you scroll down, you will see is an explanation question, which they can also do digitally, of course. So here, for example, you can have a look. There's some data, there's a unit conversion, there's some explaining statistics, there's a percentage, and then there's arranging objects in various patterns involved in that question. So as I said, we've thoroughly enjoyed making these questions and hope they will prove to be useful for you. We've even digitised the available numeracy papers from NZQA here, open one of those up. You'll see each of the questions is separately there, and you can either add them to a test separately with other short questions if you want to and mix it up a bit, or if you want to give them a whole mock practice paper, for example, before they do the real thing, then you can just add them all together and they'll appear as close as possible to the real thing. If I go back to my thing questions, I'm just going to choose this first one here to add to my test. Literally just add one question just to show you how it all works. So I've added that question. I'm now going to review the test. It brings me to a test summary here on the right hand side. And I'm actually going to get rid of very quickly this non-calculator section because it's not relevant for us today. Notice that within here you can edit and move and remove questions at will, so you get it exactly as you want it before you go ahead. You can then look at a print preview, and then you can go to print if you want to do it on paper. You can turn on or off the marks to show for the students, and you can turn on and off the mark scheme depending on whether you want to use it as a worksheet in class where they can check themselves or actually as a test. And then you can print that out there. What we're going to do though is we're going to conduct it digitally, and it reminds me here, which I had actually forgotten, that I need to save my test before of course I can do that. So let's quickly name it something. What should we choose? Yes, Milford, nice easy name, and then save test in the top right there. Once it's saved, yes, thank you very much, I'm going to go to conduct digitally, and there is a video here for use if you want a bit of a reminder later on, which talks more in detail about that. So I'm going to show you that today though. So let's just export straight away. And what's going to happen now is we're going to be beamed up to what I call the mother platform, Exam.net, which is where the actual test, the digital test, will take place with the students. So on beaming up and pressing export, you will arrive here. And as you can see, my exam list is rather long. You will have just one or two at the top when you first get started. Very, very simple. Two things you need to do. First of all, give your student the exam key. In fact, I'm just going to copy that while I remember because I need it in just a moment. And then you need to open the exam. Essentially, that is now ready for the students. What the students do now then is they go to the website exam.net. They type that into the address field and they will end up here. No accounts required notice for your students. They simply need the exam key. So it's very, very straightforward. So I'm going to copy in the exam key, which I just took from just now, and I'm going to go to next. Okay. First name, let's have a look, Stella A, fetch the exam. The exam is ready, thank you very much, begin exam. And now I find me inside. Now I'm just going to press escape simply so it falls within the recording window so you can see the details there. Otherwise the students are, depending on the security settings you choose, you can lock them in so they can't get out and cheat. Equally, you could have them on something you want them to go and investigate and look up things, then you can lower the security as I've done here. So a few things I've chosen to show you in the left-hand menu here. So for the students, you've got a calculator if they forget theirs, which can appear and disappear at will, and use that one. I also really wanted to show you, this is quite fun, a translation thing. So you've got students for whom English is not their first language. You can use this really nutty little thing here. Notice it's come up as Swedish for me here because that's actually where I am now. I'm on a very grey, cold morning. In just north of Stockholm, which, fun fact, is is on the other side of the globe. It's antipodean to, very close to Waitangi in the north of New Zealand. So while I'm sitting here, you're probably all in bed, which is a kind of strange thought. But while we're at it, I just wanted to show off here that so many languages you can help your students with from wherever they happen to have come from most recently, if they're not English speakers for their first language. And look, we've also got Maori here. So I just thought it was quite fun to see Maori translation. That I recognised from having some correspondence with some of you. Notice as well, if you happen to have aliens in your class, you can even communicate with them. And now I'm really digressing, so sorry, back on point here. Where are we now? Concentrate, Nick. Text-to-speech is the next thing I wanted to show you. Very useful for those who have difficulty reading and writing. They'll need headphones, of course. It's very user-friendly. They can highlight speech and it can be text, and it can be read out to them. The teacher's chat is a default setting. You can talk to the students without having to move from your seat supervising a test. And when they're done, they can submit the exam. Before that, though, one little thing I wanted to show you down here, the student settings. One of the things is a dyslexic font, which apparently is extremely helpful for those students who do have difficulties with dyslexia. So, fill in a few answers would be maybe a good thing. I'm just doing this randomly, so who knows what's going to happen. Let's just say that's $45 for a trip per hour. Very quick, okay. Notice they all shade over after I've left the question. That's another cheat prevention function that we have built in. It's rather nice. Submit exam. Are we ready? I think we are. Let's have a look. Submit exam. Yes, thank you very much. 2 hours. Oh, not too bad for a random choice. Show auto marking you can do. Then as a student, you can go and check which ones you got right and wrong, and then you can close the exam. Okay, good. So at this point, I'm going to go back to my exam list here. And here I can see that beside this exam, I've got the settings icon there where I can go in and fiddle around with the menu that I showed you and put different things in, take things out. And just last but not least, I'm just going to show you this, because straight after they've done this and all submitted, you can go to the results tab here. And here you can see how the whole class is done at a glance and see that actually this class is fairly appalling. And I might actually need to do some more work and choose some short topic questions to practice next time. Anyway, that's all from me for now. I hope that gave you a nice overview of what you can do with this. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. You can feedback to us, come with suggestions, comments, anything, and as how we can make this even better for you. So from me for the moment, Thank you very much from Exam.net Maths, and we look forward to you signing up and enjoying our new questions in the library. Bye for now.